Welcome to my YouTube channel. Once more, I'm Dr. Harry J. We are going to be looking at milk, how it can be very unhealthy. We are fond of making use of milk during our breakfast preparation, in most cases, in the form of tea that we drink. Sometimes we have milk in different forms we consume, like in dairy generally, you have it in yogurt, you have it in cheese, we have it in butter. We take this milk even to the extent that we give it to our kids, to babies. But it is very, very disturbing because we don't actually have just one kind of milk in the market. We have organic milk and we have that which is GMO milk, means genetically modified organism. That kind of milk produced from that kind of organism is a kind of milk whereby the organism has passed through genetic engineering, either through its feed or through its method of production. Now, we've observed and we have realized that the interest of milk these days is increasing. For instance, we have children now that we give them milk. We ourselves as adults even take milk. But it should come to your attention today that if you are above 4 years, milk is not too healthy for you. Firstly, we see that milk contains lactose, the sugar part of milk. Milk has different components. There's sugar, there is fat, there's protein. And the part of milk that makes it very unhealthy is lactose. Because when you take the sugar part of milk, which is known as lactose, that will lead to lactose intolerance to so many persons, about 60% of milk consumers. It has a couple of side effects on the individuals who consume it. And we should understand that when you're above the age of 4, after infancy, the possibility of producing lactase, that is the enzyme that is responsible for digesting lactose in the body of humans, is extremely very slim. That means it's approximately 0 on 100. Now, when you take this milk with this lactose intolerance that will exist, when your body is not able to assimilate and digest and break it up, you see that a couple of health challenges will arise possibly. The first being bloating or pain, whereby you feel as if you are fed heavily, you overfed. That's the kind of impression you have because you feel constipated. And when you feel that bloating, which is not actually constipation, it's some kind of inf- inflammation that you experience, we are going to realize that the person will feel extremely uncomfortable with pains, followed by diarrhea. Diarrhea is another aspect of intolerance due to lactose present in the body because the stools will become loose and watery based on the fact that there are chains that will produce, not chains that you put on your neck, but chains of other products that will be formed as a result of intolerance. Now we have skin conditions that may arise, like acne is an example of some situations of lactose intolerance. And we also have other allergies that come up due to the consumption of milk, particularly due to some persons who cannot tolerate some of the hormones or some of the vaccines or antibiotics that were administered to these cows that were genetically engineered in the course of producing this milk. Now we have gas. Gas is produced as a form as a result of this lactose intolerance in the individuals who consume them. Now we have headaches and constipation. I made mention of something related to that earlier when I was talking about bloating. We also have increase in carcinogens. Here I lay a lot of emphasis because it's extremely risky for you us consuming this milk. Bear in mind that the cows that produce this milk, most of the cows produce large quantity of milk on daily basis. Why? Because they have been induced. They have been injected with hormones, with antibiotics to ensure that they have the potential of producing plenty of milk on daily basis for economic purposes. And when such cows are injected with these chemicals, it should be noted also that these chemicals pass through the milk the cows will produce, thereby it's being transformed into the milk products that come to you. We call it dairy products. And when you consume, the hormones are now transferred to you through food chain. So we have to be very careful about such habits. And it exposes us to cancer. Carcinogens are those components that can provoke cancer to exist in us. We also have inflammation. Inflammation too may take place in the body as a result of this milk that we consume. Looking at all that, we also have to understand that when all this exists, other health challenges will come up. Firstly, we have dangers that will come as a result of heavily consuming milk or heavy consumption of milk or abuse of this milk. What I always recommend is that you go for grass-fed cow milk, organic milk. For instance, there are milk that you see where no chemical substance have been added to it. What you refer to as additives, preservatives, sweeteners, we have to avoid that. Particularly when you go shops to buy your products, supermarkets to get their products, you should be very conscious. The first danger of consuming milk in great quantity or consuming milk that is coming from cows that are genetically modified includes blood sugar. Now, lactose is a sugar and it has the same effect with any other sugar in the body. It has similar characteristics or properties of sugar in your blood. So it can contribute to elevation in blood sugar, thereby provoking or promoting their chances of having diabetes. It can as well increase weight gain. What happens when the baby takes milk? When the baby cow takes milk, is for it to have development, growth to take place. When you are taking milk, know that you're increasing your weight, you are working towards weight gain. Skim milk in particular, I discourage it so much because skim milk has no fat, it's only sugar. It means it's a very good concentration of lactose. But unfortunately, many persons, individuals, rush to the supermarket and they look bad for skim milk. Now the next is we have milk proteins. Milk proteins that they can lead to inflammation within the body. So we have to take that into consideration. And finally, cancer can come up due to the carcinogens. I earlier made mention of that. I still lay emphasis that when you take this milk, go through the label that have been attached to the container. When you go for the yogurts, the ice cream, all those dairy products, take note of the fact that it can lead to carcinogenic substances or carcinogens in your body. Not leaving out the elevation in phytoestrogens. These phytoestrogens are chemical components that are found in dairy products that can cause elevation in the blood estrogen level and might in some cases provoke situations like ovarian cysts and fibroids. So you have to take precautions. Go for the natural milk, the organic milk, like such which you find in places where the cows are fed free range without additional kinds of grains that have passed through genetic engineering. Thanks for watching. If you had any benefits or you had any new knowledge from watching this video, advise you give a thumb up, you share with your friends and relatives, and also subscribe so that you have access to my subsequent video. Thank you. Bye bye.